Hello, and welcome back to Manapot Studios. I am Clifford Bernal, the host and GM of this homebrew original Starfinder actual play, the Book of Bretheda, Chapter 3, Episode 1, Ibra's Enigma. I'm super excited to have a new guest player with us for this chapter. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm the new guest. My name is Pooja. You've probably seen me on other shows on Manapot Studios, most frequently Flights of Fandom on Tuesday evenings US time. But today I am here for my first ever Starfinder game with this lovely group, and where I will be playing Galtos, a Durindi guard whose pronouns are they, them, but my pronouns are she, her.
Hi. No worries. I got excited. Hello there. My name is Parker. My pronouns are they, them. I'm part of the Starfound podcast, which you can find at Starfound Pod anywhere on social media. And today I will be playing Ushogu, a Han Solarian cultist who is trying to redeem himself after he's been part of a doomsday cult that tried to take over and destroy Bretheda. It was only a phase, I promise.
Hello, Internet. My name is Dexter Warren. I'm also from the Starfound podcast, and my pronouns are he, they, and I'll be playing Mimosa Vega, a Grathu mystic, just kind of drifting through, shining bright, being cute, and apparently being attacked by people who are mad at us on occasion.
Hi, hello. I'm Derry. I am the gender nonconformist GM of Dice Roll, a Pathfinder 2nd Edition podcast where we're fighting dinosaurs a lot. I will be playing Ramshaw, a Marikoi witch warper. Ton uses Ton self pronouns. Ton went to the store to buy Ton self some fruit. And Ton is here to kind of help iron over some tensions between the crew here and some other Marikoi who are really, really upset with Dan.
As the camera opens, we see the planet Bretheda, blue and purple, stormy and wild. But we zoom out from the cloudy atmosphere of this gas giant and turn towards its many moons and start beginning to zoom in towards the barren and small moon of Chamari. As we do a kind of circulation of the moon, we can see that from the top of it, it looks like it's just a series of random rock formations, and underneath we can see a small herd, a fleet of starships that are all kind of docked, hanging to its bottom, essentially. We zoom back up top where the rocks and stony pillars of its surface have taken on a more distinct shape, that of the holy symbol of Ibra the Inscrutable, a six-rocked formation that almost looks like the constellation in his holy symbol. The camera zooms down, and through the crust of the moon and into these large and stately halls made of stone and marble, and a bit bland in its coloration. Marble and stone made up of white, gray, green, and black bands and patterns. We run through these halls. We see a woman, a very tall woman, hairless, with a large brain, a head, wearing these dark blue robes. But yes, her smooth head is quite large. She is an Alibrian, a living descendant of the original peoples of Eox. Galtos, what do you look like?
The camera kind of has to pan down down, and kind of keep going until the camera lands on a Dorindy person who's probably around 4'9", 4'10" on good days when they're not being weighed down by what the massive amounts of armor that they're currently wearing. The armor is sort of a burnished black with tones of blue for the Temple of Ibra, and you can immediately tell that Galtos, they're used to being quietly powerful in the background. They are not they're not the ones giving orders there, but even when you look at them, the thought is you probably should not mess with them, which is of course customary of a good guard. Don't want to be overtly threatening, but also just very confidently occupy the space you're in so that nobody threatens you.
Galtos, can you share with us one of your favorite features of the architecture and decoration of the halls of Ibra here on Chamari?
Galtos' favorite feature about the halls is probably that despite the size and what you would expect something that with that much cool flat stone to echo, the surfaces absorbs sound very well to allow for this sort of, despite being in a large hall, there's, especially for somebody who is a mystic or somebody who prays, you have that personal, you feel like you're in a more personally enclosed space despite being in these large halls. So it's almost like a comforting sense of, you get a sense of comfort instead of like cold detachment.
So is this an architectural feature that's magical or mechanical?
Stories go both ways, because when you look at the marble, you can tell that there's something going on to there beyond what meets the eye. But that's the I think believers just say that's the temple. It's the magic of the temple.
So as the two of you are walking side by side, and the woman with the large head is the head priestess here at the temple. Her name is Kigna Voidash. And as you're walking together, you look upon the amber vessel and instantly recognize it as a ship of Verces' make, being a tidally locked planet closer to the sun. These vintage aether ships were among the first starships in the galaxy to make it, to be created amongst the various peoples of the Pact Worlds, and are often used as like pleasure barges. So you may have like seen one or two come through with like really like shishi Verthani people, but this one looks older than any of those that you've seen before.
Okay.
And as
that is very certainly an interesting ship. We'll offer to Starseer. I don't know if Starseer cares, but
yes, it is quite a starship, she says, looking confused and maybe like scratching her big bald head. She like smooths down her robes and all right, shall we? And begins walking towards the ship. Maybe I'll go back and try and record my parts over the beginning. We'll find out.
Yeah, listen, I had a time once where my entire audio for a 2-hour episode got deleted, and I went back and recorded the whole thing again. You can do it in 10, it's fine.
Okay, thank you. As we approach the ship, the ramp lowers, and we see a few different people stepping out. I'm going to switch up the music again from something a little less serial.
Honest to God, I thought that Starseer was going to kill you. With that music playing, I was sure this is a trap. She's going to murder you.
Who knows? The session has only just begun.
And she's talking about betrayal. Maybe she feels guilty.
Well, if Galtos were not Galtos, they would be worrying about that. Although, if it was just the Starseer, why even bring it up?
They're religious. What do religious people love to do? Confess. Simple.
Dun dun dun.
All right.
I'm Catholic.
Who's first out the ramp? Who's first out the ramp of the Amber Vessel?
I think it may well be Ramshaw. Ramshaw is... You give a new place, a new stuff to see, new sights. Ramshaw's going to practically scurry out, immediately start investigating everything and making a nuisance of himself.
What does Ramshaw look like?
So Ramshaw is a Marikoi. In general, Marikoi are very tall. I'd say 6'3" or thereabouts. Ton is basically a very tall monkey, except no ears. The fur are technically all very fine antennas, which is horrifying to think about. Normally, Marikoi have kind of cobpound eyes on their little chimp face. But Ramshaw in particular has kind of like a visor, Geordie LaForge style. Ramshaw wears very long blue flowy robes, which kind of date back to a long bygone era, but also a lot of futuristic stuff as well, like tech packs and like weird metal gloves and stuff. It's a very fashion clash between the past and the present, especially since they're walking with a big mossy green walking stick.
And who's next?
I'll go. Ushogu bends over to fit through underneath so he can go under the gangplank, grabbing the ceiling a little bit and then finally standing to a true height of 10 feet. Giant insectoid with purple exoskeleton, huge mandibles, sharp teeth, 4 beady black eyes, and wearing a cowl in addition to a set of armor, leather armor, it seems, that is made from some sort of serpentine scaled creature. And of course, as a Solarian, there's a black hole just orbiting, and light is bending around it.
Trippy.
Cool.
Bringing up the rear, you will see a very sleepy-looking floating creature. You'll see a jellyfish-like limp as a pinkish blue crab wearing a whale onesie because it's a comfy day. It's a really comfy day. Bringing my pillow with me, and an astute onlooker will notice a copy of Thermals of Love poking out of his bag. It'll just stuck into his chamber pouch.
A little Bretheda romance novel.
Yeah. And a little clear spindle aeon stone drifts in his orbit, just as you hear, I guess, a psychic yawn. Just, floating by.
I love that whale onesies are a universal, literally universal experience.
Truly. Researching these omas, I gotta have whale onesie.
I was about to say, wouldn't it be an Oma onesie?
If they have Oma onesies, it's absolutely. I just said whale because I didn't know if they had them.
I mean, they're space whales.
I really want an Oma onesie.
It's gotta be. They're
Are
native.
they?
Yes.
Are they creatures or people?
Yes.
Almost.
The answer is yes.
Yes.
The Omas are creatures because they are tamed by
Okay.
Brethedans.
Mm-hmm.
Tamed and altered to fly through the stars, and that's how.
Oh.
So you would, as a Liavaran, you would know Omaz as well because they were brought over to Liavara from Barathuras when they first colonized. Yeah. They are definitely space whales. Went ahead and Googled Starfinder Omaz, and yeah, they're absolutely space whales.
Space whales.
Yeah. So just picture the most chibi, small Oma onesie.
Oh.
As the three of you come down, you are followed by Thozil, Captain Thozil. A Rathani man. He is not terribly tall, probably like 5'10", 5'9". And maybe he's wearing like some sort of like, he threw together something that looks a little like captain-y. Maybe his partner Gatwall has like been trying to dress him in a more inspiring leadership style.
I'm sure he's very confident in his role.
He's got a shock of black hair and these large black mouse eyes over his kind of naturally light gray skin, which as he's walking down, you can see shifts of pinkish and like yellow as like he's a little nervous, like coming down the stairs, and his skin color is like just changing and altering. And then he like takes a deep breath and it goes back to its naturally light gray, and he comes down and says, Skyseer Voidash? And she says, yes, Captain Thozil and crew. Greetings and welcome to Chamari. This is my Chief of Security, Galtos.
It's a pleasure to meet all of you.
Ramshaw is immediately like coming up to you, trying to shake your hand, sniffing the air a little bit and making a nuisance of to himself. Like, it is wonderful to meet both of you. Thank you so much for having us. You are such wonderful hosts. This is a lovely planet. You must be very proud of yourselves.
I
I can't take credit for the planet, but at least at the Temple of Ibra, we are quite pleased with the facility that we help maintain.
But you have done very well in making sure it is clean, that it is peaceful, that it hasn't fallen to civil unrest. It is good. You are doing a good job.
Thank you. And what about your names? I don't think we.
Oh, that's right. I actually didn't introduce myself.
Well, I think you might have to the audience, but not to.
Yeah. I just realized in character. I'm like,
Yeah,
whoops.
exactly.
Like, what do you mean? We just did the theme. Hello. I don't know why I'm shouting. You're right
yes.
there. Just so like quiet.
I assumed that was the normal volume.
Oh, so I guess this is the normal volume, and then
Okay.
hello is like the higher volume one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's very good to know.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm just waiting for the coffee to kick in. I'm Mimosa. Nice to meet you.
Pleasure. Mimosa?
Ushogu, at your service.
Pleasure to meet you as well, Ushogu.
Yes.
And I am Ramsha Katalata. You may call me Ramsha. Use Tauntaun pronouns.
Hello, Ramsha. I am Galtos. And I do have to say that despite the fact that Galtos sounds like Mickey Mouse, they are actually pretty in stature. They have like a smallish head, but shoulders for days. Like
Yes.
they
Nice.
buff. They big buff.
Nice.
And they sound like Minnie Mouse because, that's just
Yeah.
fun.
We love it. We love a juxtaposition.
Right. Thozil says, this is my crew. Yes, they are my employees' crew. Yes, that is what they are, and they are here to assist me. in our fact-finding mission for Confluence. And he's like kind of like going over the rehearsal in his mind. Maybe even Gatwall is like in the hatch, like speaking telepathically to him, feeding him lines. So Galtos, you could see a more like bluish, purplish Barathu floating in the doorway, just kind of like peeking out. And there might also be an elderly Vesk, like a lizard folk, back there in heavy armor, who's standing at like very strict upwards with heavy armaments on him. And Dozo looks back. Yes, those are other members of my crew. They are going to stay behind while we conduct our official Confluence business.
Of course. And speaking of Confluence business, shall we retire to discussion chamber to best figure out how we may assist you?
Yes. Chief Security, Security Chief Galtos, Starseer.
Never too early to retire.
It's just I figure not on the dock. Probably conversation.
Been up there.
You can see Dozo's like sweating a little bit. He like takes out like a ratty handkerchief and just wipes his forehead.
Cute.
I'm an anthropologist, damn it, not a starship captain.
You're doing great. Waves a tendril and like,
Yes, you
pulls hot
fantastic.
chocolate out of the bag.
Gatwall like blows a kiss with a tendril from back on the ship.
Aw, so cute. But yeah, if the Starseer does it, they will look up to the Starseer for like just I think their normal like mute conversation of just nods and eye contact, and we'll lead them to somewhere a little more private to discuss.
What does this private conference chamber look like?
It has kind of, because it's built of the same materials as the main temple, it has that feeling. So I think you get, like, you walk into this room, and despite the fact that it's pretty large, because, I mean, it's a temple, normally gatherings aren't of incredibly small people when they do have things. But when you walk into this, otherwise, I'd probably say, like, hotel ballroom-sized room, you still get the feeling and the comfort of walking into like someone's living room, right? Because it's like the materials, they just feel homey and warm, despite being of what you said, black, white, and green tones. Not exactly the hearth side look, but you have that feeling immediately of just being comforted and feeling safe, and actually for Mimosa, feeling like you dressed appropriately. Like,
I was just about to say, it's the sleepover episode.
it is. The mood is very like sleepover energy.
Are the seats plush?
Oh yes, there's lots of like I would say cushions for those who have more traditional humanoid-like features, but because this is a temple that caters to everybody, there's all sorts of what would be comfortable to different types of people arrangements made. Even if that is like for your people, it's more of a block of wood is more comfortable than a cushy pillow. There's that too.
You have a pile of rocks.
Oh yeah, it's over here. And I think Galtos opens a drawer.
It kind of nestles in there like a cat, just kind of tucking in.
Hey, comfort means different things to different people.
Yeah.
There's also probably like a box for specific cat-like races to live into.
Yeah, I bet there is.
Like they're just their little feet and like the body out and just like somehow comfortable.
I love it too because Oshogu is like 15 feet tall.
Yeah, around 9-10 feet tall.
Either way,
Large.
there's a lot of this.
Yeah, large.
So, as everyone settles in, the Librian woman kind of moves her hand, and a jug of water with like glasses that are out on the table lifts up and like begins pouring themselves, and she kind of like sends off telekinetically these glasses towards everyone. It's been said to me from Priest Venitas down in Cloudhearth that you have questions about the relationship between Bretheda and Liavara. May I ask why? What is it that you are seeking to understand?
Oh boy, where to start? I guess there's a song that's been emanating from our ship, which has to do with the Devourer's called Sideways Glance at a Shogu, and we're not really sure what to do with it. It might be connected to this other song that has been making Brathu, I guess, kind of revert or something. It's been very strange and esoteric, which fascinating, but very confusing.
Yes, of course. She kind of looks at Galtos. Galtos being from Liavara, I think you might kind of understand that the Barathu on Liavara, who weren't originally native there, they were a colony from Bretheda. There's something different about them to the Brethedan Barathus. They're often referred to as dreamers, and instead of merging and conforming into these larger unique creatures, they are much more individualized and a lot more illogical. They speak in riddles and poems and visions and dreams and songs.
Sorry, just to clarify, they're reverting, as in, what does that mean by they're reverting?
Some people call it a reversion, that they're not as highly evolved, consciously, mentally as the Brethedan Barathu.
Oh, okay. So want to figure out why they are different.
Yes, I mean it's been it's been hundreds of years that this has been since it's happened. But you also are aware, high culture check, and you're a Liavara native, that there is a strong psychic emanation coming out from that surrounds Liavara and affects its moons as well.
Okay.
So you've got a little bit of background, and that's especially why I think she the Starseer kind of looks over at you.
Of course, and to clarify, is this a sociological fact-finding sort of mission, or is there what is the purpose of wanting to study the Liavara and Barathu? Of course, I ask out of curiosity and not to be rude.
Sure. I'm gonna point that question to our illustrious and qualified captain. Loudly sips.
The worst thing you could have done to the poor man.
Well, the reason Confluence has asked us to look into this matter is you may notice that the amber vessel is not of a common make. It is a ship that we recovered off of Murata, a ship that once belonged to my great-great-great-grand ancestor, uncle, who, it was rumored that he had traveled sometime during the gap across the stars, and my partner and I had been tracking the myths and tales of his travels until we found the ship. But on the ship, we found a hologram, a recording of a Barathu from the original Liavaran colony, who, or rather, one who was investigating the original colony, and that colony spoke of a coming event. We believe it might have something to do with the gap. And so the Starseer maybe strokes her hairless chin. Interesting. Well, The relationship between Liavara and Bretheda has long been of great interest to astrologers across the Pact Worlds. Even in pre-Gap mythology and texts, ancient civilizations often revered the relationship between the two and counted their passing, their conjunction in the stars. About every 20 solar standard years, that's 1 year for Absalom Station to go around the sun. About 20 standard years, Liavara and Bretheda seem to pass closely to one another. From what I understand, that would have been that is usually an appropriate time for the Olmas to travel. Back when 100 years or so ago, when starships were not nearly as advanced as they are today. But the time also was always marked as a time of great conflict and rapid expansion and growth.
Oh, I know how that feels.
Yes. Actually, she thinks about it. We've actually just begun the conjunction between Liavara and Bretheda several months ago. It usually takes about a standard year for them to meet and pass.
That is a coincidence, perhaps. Ramshaw looks at the others like, is it?
I mean, it definitely feels like a retrograde given all.
Right. Well,
And just as Liavaran, like, I assume that, like, as a Liavaran not in the system, I figure that the confluence is something that culturally that we. Well, I guess what is our feeling, like the people's feeling about it?
I'm not sure. Being that you all are from both of these planets, how do you all? I mean, like to hear this and to hear that historically speaking, over millennia, all the other planets in the Pact Worlds, their astrologers have looked to Liavara and Bretheda as these markers of almost conflict. How does that make you feel? How does that make you feel?
Me, pretty smug. I'm a star shaman.
Nice.
My people. Oh, go for it.
No, I wasn't going to say anything.
Gotcha.
My people, the Han, do not venture off planet very often, lest they be shunned. But the confluence does always bring prosperity and growth and a change of seasons, if you will. A burst of trade, a little cosmic celebration, perhaps. I wonder if the Devourer's cult, the Devourer's Ma, is interested in the conjunction in some way. But I do not know.
I suppose if one were able or willing to tap into the psychic energy between the two planets, then it could be ripe for great destructive powers. It would take a particularly strong mystic, or even maybe a Solarian. Her eyes kind of stop on Oshogu's black hole that's hovering around his head, to be able to tap into such energies. I myself wouldn't dream of it, but it is not necessary. It is against our teachings to involve ourselves with the passing of the stars. We merely study them and see into them for insight and wisdom, to try and understand Ibra's great mysteries.
So, someone, a mystic of great power, could potentially cause great destruction. But what if an equally talented mystic who just kind of wanted to have a really big party could harness that power and maybe make like a nice bouncy house or something?
I'm sorry, a bouncy house?
Okay, so during the festival that happens around the time, like confluence, sure, there's all the conflict, but instead of having conflict, we usually just have a whole bunch of festivals, which I guess people do fight over prizes, so conflict.
What is the name of your temple that you're from?
Oh,
Did we
I
ever
don't
come up
remember
with a name for it?
I don't think we're actually naming
Oh, just this. It's the Bretheda Temple of Sarenrae.
Yeah. Beacon.
Beacon.
Ooh, Beacon.
Generally thought you said vegan for a second. I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, hey, the sun's vegan.
It
Probably
sure is.
Probably. But we would always have these festivals around this time, and we sometimes would get a bouncy house where you just inflate it, and then it can bounce on everything's soft, so it's fine. You can just bounce into it and go away. But
Sounds
maybe
very
instead
pleasant.
of destruction, we could do that.
And this house, how do they make it bounce?
Yes, this is curious to me too. Houses, traditionally, they do not bounce.
That's why this is a really good house. It's a clever house because they take some stuff and then they pump it full of gas because it's Bretheda. We got a bunch of it's everywhere. Really,
It's a helium hydrogen planet.
you can't throw a rock without hitting some gas there. So we
If
just
there are
fill it up
even
with that.
rocks to throw.
We import our rocks. Our rocks are imported and we love them. It's a great source of commerce. But yeah, we just kind of bounce off of things, and then the house doesn't bounce on its own. You have to bounce in it.
She takes her
We'll take
hands
you.
and rubs them across her big bald head. I just love saying that now.
Big
You
bald head.
must be from Beacon, am I correct?
Oh yeah. What gave me away? The radiant personality, or
The
Powerful
shining
mysticism.
optimism, she smiles coldly.
Oh, she's one of those. Okay.
This is true. We are very optimistic people. Is it not right?
True, we are very optimistic.
Are my people, so works out quite well. And I, for one, would love a bouncy house party if I would ever offered one.
You're officially offered bouncy house party, all of you. I know a great place.
Woo!
I'm sure
This is
the
wonderful,
festival's actually
Betty.
probably coming up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm writing this
It's
down.
true.
Bouncy House
Yeah.
Festival.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's canon. Yes.
Well, now I'm just thinking about like a helium hydrogen filled bouncy castle. It just floats away.
Everything is tied to anchored structure.
Okay, good.
So,
And it would be made out of Barathu biomaterials because they produce.
Sure.
Oh my
all the
God, yeah, you're right.
materials.
absolutely.
So, right. Well, perhaps Galtos can have vacation to visit this festival, if you like. I'm sure you have plenty of sick days, but back to the matter at hand. And at that point, she's rudely interrupted by a klaxon alarm.
Oh no, this is not good.
Galtos, your radio goes off, and it's one of your security officers who says, "Intruders! Intruders in the temple! Invaders!"
Oh no,
What is
there's
your
more
location?
dark way, I'm sure.
They're coming from multiple sides. All of the not harbors. The docking bays seem to be filled with I don't know, cultists of some sort.
Ah,
Devourers, ma.
And he unsheaths his sword.
Where are
yeah.
we? And I think Galtos just immediately sprints out the door to the. I guess they were right by. They're not far from the docks. It's just the way they came in, so even the rest of the group would know exactly how to get back.
Right.
If
Right.
they weren't to follow them.
Okay. Let's see if I can switch.
Intruders, how rude. We were having such a great conversation about
We were.
This is totally not cozy.
Mhm.
It's not cozy,
They're
and I'm
ruining
very upset
my
about it.
cozy core vibes, and I am not here.
Invite them in, and a fight ends.
I'm fighting back literal tears at the comment "cozy core" because that is strong aesthetics right there.
As you begin running, you can see several Marikoi security guards that are at the bay doors that you left leading into that area. And they're kind of like around the corner, like, every now and then like peering over and shooting with assault rifles into the docking bay. And one of them like sees you come up, Galtos, and they're like, "Chief, we've got this area covered. There's a big Vesk who's doing a lot of damage out there."
Did all of you follow us?
Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
Well, so if they say they have this area covered, I think Galtos will be like, "Have you heard of any places where they need more reinforcements, where we might be of more aid?"
It seems that there are some priests who are making for the central chambers, and the Starseer nods. "Yes, of course. Galtos, if you wouldn't mind escorting me and our guests to the main observatory."
"Yes, please follow me, and keep your head on a swivel if that is physically possible for you." And Galtos with their little feet.
As you continue, you can see that
It's very quiet, the running.
it would be, and even that all
Very
the
absorbed.
assault rifle noises would be like kind of like weirdly dampened in the hallway.
Yeah, it's not. I don't think it's like all the way to a silencer, but it's like very. It's kind of got that. Like you can still hear it, but it doesn't sound.
It sounds more like a firework going off in a street than a gunshot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yes, as you're running, you collect various priests, and you can see that actually a good chunk of the security forces here are Marikoi. A few of them are also Kalo, and maybe one or two Technomancer security people are Urags, the large silicone crystalline peoples. Quite diverse, as well as Barathu, a quite diverse Brethedan group.
Okay, so I lead. I guess we're trying to approach the central chambers as quickly as we can.
You come upon these large like portal, I would say, like a kind of circular door that's probably at least like a good 15 feet tall, with these like golden doors that are like swung open. And the priests are all kind of making their way. There's two Marikoi there. They're kind of like ushering them in. And there's something kind of loud stomping down the halls. Like you can even though the halls absorb so much sound, you can almost hear this like thudding of something walking, running, and maybe like a but it feels when you hear it, it almost sounds like vocoded or not.
Oh God!
Oh,
There, like it's the way it comes out. Just there's something different or not really material about it. If that makes sense, it might not make sense. Chief, we can lock down the doors if you want to escort the priests in.
Yeah. Galtos will nod and start escorting a way in.
As soon as you walk through the doors, there are stairs made out of that green marble that go up to the left and right, and up a floor, a level. to the main observatory. Here, the white, green, and black marble is laid out in a circle. In the center of the room is a large golden statue, a depiction of all the planets in the solar system, with them like slowly revolving around, probably like a good 20 feet tall, just so beautiful. The dome itself is glass, and you have a very clear picture of the stars above, with these three large telescopes that bust out of the glass itself and point to the heavens above. There are several priests here that are all kind of like rushing in and heading towards the back of the chamber. And as soon as you enter in as soon as you enter in, the doors begin to shut behind you, and when they slam, you hear that screeching sound again, and the sound of the Marikoi security forces like kind of yelling as they're being thrown. Thrown.
This is not good.
So I'm going to move you over
friends.
to this map.
Oh no, a map! This is the first possible thing.
And go ahead and feel free to place yourselves wherever you like. The priests are all back here with the Starseer kind of in the front of them.
Okay.
So move you onto the squares properly.
You want me to like move like right over here? Right over here? Or you want me over here?
You know you go up against that big thing.
Okay, I am the tank.
I was like, don't be cute about this. you make it big.
So we can
Where
see
is the big thing?
there's an Urag priest, several
it's an
Maratha
Urag.
priests, 2 Kukalo priests, and 1 Marikoi priest as well.
Okay. And is the blue thing what's throwing everyone around?
No, that is an Urag, a silicone crystalline person.
Okay, so these are all our priests behind us, right?
Right.
Okay, so we don't know where the target is yet.
It's on the other side of the golden doors that are now shut. But in a flash, you hear a strange sound, and those of you with blind sight can see it. Like, see the phasing of this creature, or feel the phasing of this creature enter the space. A large troll. Greenish, with these almost like, I'm sure the regenerative properties of trolls are well known. Almost regenerating too much, as parts of its skin are kind of growing into these lumps and then dissipating and moving around it in a strange, ethereal, metaphysical manner.
Gross.
Anyone trained in life science?
No, not me.
I might be, but I'm not sure I can even see this
I don't know
thing.
if I'm trained in it. I don't know if I'm trained.
I'm not.
Then let's go with mysticism, because that'll also work for this.
Okay, yeah.
Sure.
Am I able to, or because I don't know if I can even see this thing.
Oh, I do have 1 rank in life science.
Life science, okay. No, you all see it.
Okay.
But those with blind sight, is it blind sight or blind sense? Is there a difference? What is the difference?
I have blind sight electricity.
Okay.
Ooh.
Very cool.
And Marikoi, I think, also have blind sight.
Oh, do I? Oh, snap. Okay, cool.
Think so.
The cilia, those whiskers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me double check. Marikoi. Yes, I do.
Okay.
There we go. Look at me not knowing my own character.
So you can see it before it fully phases into the room, or feel it, rather, I should say.
Yeah, my antennas stand on end, and I'm like. Okay. And you said we could roll mysticism on this thing?
Mysticism or life science?
I have a 19 for mysticism.
I'll roll a
That's
mysticism for that.
That's a 13, not so good.
That's a dirty 20.
Ooh.
Mysticism roll.
For
Is
life,
it
dirty 20 on
17?
life science.
Life science. Okay, cool.
17 mysticism.
17.
Mm-hmm.
And Ramshaw?
13, not so
13.
good.
Okay, so Galtos, you are the only one who
I got a 19
the DC
on
20.
mysticism. Oh no!
Dirty 20 is
rip.
just barely.
Whoa.
Damn.
Galtos, you all recognize it as a troll, but Galtos recognizes it as a quantum troll.
Oh no.
That's so cool.
In the Ant-Man.
Quantum trolls exist in multiple phases of reality at the same time. And one thing you know, they exist in several possible quantum states at once. So I'll give you one of their special abilities, Spooky Action. It threatens squares within 30 feet of it.
Spooky action? Is that what it's
And
called?
every turn, every round, it must teleport if it can.
Oh no.
Just like moves around.
Galtos will just say, Quantum Troll!
I'll also give you one extra special ability because you're gonna need it. A quantum troll's
don't like how you said
regeneration stops functioning for 1 round only if the quantum troll takes simultaneous damage from more than one energy damage type during the
Oh.
Interesting.
cycle.
Ooh.
Very cool.
Quantum troll in the observatory!
That's funny.
So let's go ahead and roll Initiativo.
Let's do it. All right,
So-
put that initiative.
Pucha, you'll click your token and then hit the initiative button
That's
in
right.
the top left.
Initiativo, and that's no addition.
Oh no.
What do you
That's the lowest.
Oh, party pooper.
My initiative ain't so good, fellas. It's a -1.
Oh no.
Oh
no. Hey. Okay, that's not bad. Well, it's up to you, Galtos.
Galtos, please.
I'm also going to add the High Priest, the Starseer.
Hell yeah.
Because I gave her energy ray, just in case.
Yeah, just in
We
case,
need
hey.
multiple energy damage types.
Absolutely appreciated it. After all that shade, that cold damage got that covered.
So the troll is first. Yes. Okay, troll. What do we do? It's going to take a move action and move up to 30 feet. That's a teleport.
So creepy.
Up to
Just-
here.
Oh, man.
The
That's
troll
a cool idea.
phases and moves right here. And then will... Oh, it threatens within 30 feet, so it could potentially...
All of us.
Yeah, hit.
Oh my
all of you.
God.
Exactly.
Wow.
All right, do the spooky action.
That's terrifying, honestly.
Action! No, its reach is only 10 feet, but if you provoke, it will threaten.
Okay.
Oh God.
Okay.
So I'm gonna spend another move action, and it just teleports again
Oh.
over
Oh.
here.
I really don't like the idea of this big, ugly green monster just zipping in and out of reality. It's very unsettling.
It's awesome. When I saw it, I was like, "Quantum Troll!"
Quantum troll.
Galtos, you're up.
Goodness gracious, it has been such a very, very long time since I have played Pathfinder.
So you'll get.
You said the word provoke, and I was like, oh god. It's been half since I've heard that term.
Oh right, because you're also shooting ranged. So
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, you're all up in it. You're all up in it. Even the priests.
Yeah. Yep. I think, well, so at the beginning of their turn, I believe Galtos gains 1 entropy point.
Oh, you're a vanguard. That's so cool.
Yeah. And
I want to see one of these guys in action.
well, I have quite the choice of a person to put on that. All right, what? I forgot the rules, so you'll have to walk me through it. How do I not provoke? There's no way I can't provoke right here.
No. Normally, you would use your move action to take a 5-foot step away.
Yeah.
But that's still provoking. However, I'll give it to you. The troll only gets 1 reaction per turn, so
Nice.
it's not going to attack all of you when you do things. You could hold if you don't want to provoke. But you could also take a 5-foot step forward and do a melee attack, and that also won't provoke.
Well, I'm just looking at. So, I've got. I'm more of an assault rifle and an entropic strike kind of person. I mean, I do have a
Which does do it.
Actually, you know what? My entropic strike is melee too. So, I will take a 5-foot step forward. Hello. And I will use. You'll see Galtos reach up a hand and little flickers of blue electricity kind of get drawn to their fingers. Then they draw from essentially the same pool that allows them to have this blind sight of electricity, and they will forcefully thrust their hand out and try to deliver a entropic strike onto this. Is it still phasing at this point, Troll?
No, it's fully there.
Fully okay. Yes. So I believe that it's a magical one-handed melee weapon. Right?
And it does acid and bludgeoning damage.
Ooh. All right. So I'm just trying to see how to. I can roll, and I believe it's a +6 to hit. And you said that I can. Anyone can attack twice, right?
You can with a -4 penalty on both attacks.
So I think a +2 to hit isn't bad.
And especially because you're targeting EAC, that energy armor class, which is lower than the kinetic armor class.
So that's a 9 + 2. It's 11.
11, no, unfortunately,
Okay.
it's tough hide absorbs. But the second attack.
Oh, that's a 15 + 2.
17 just barely hits.
Their EAC?
Oh man.
The fact that just barely hits is not good news for us, fellas.
No.
Let's do it. Here we go.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know what the +2/+2 full thing means, but I'm just gonna. I see 1d4 + 7, so I'm assuming that is my damage.
Oh, full. That's full attack. That's what you just did. +2 + 2 for both attacks.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
1d4
So,
plus
all right.
7, baby.
Well, that is 8. That is because I rolled a 1 on the d4. That's 8 damage, and once per turn, when I make 2 or more attacks in the same turn, I can gain 1 entropy point without taking it.
Nice.
There you go. Got that second entry. Did you spend entropy points to do the strike?
It doesn't say that. It just says I must focus the power of entropy into a forceful attack.
I don't think you do. You don't have to spend an entry point for that because
Nice.
that's just their melee.
Okay, sweet.
And do I? My 5-foot move was my move action, right?
Right. In Pathfinder, it's usually a free action if you don't move, but in Starfinder, they've made that a movement action.
Okay, and I know I didn't say this at the time because I didn't understand what it means, but so I have this thing called Entropy Shield also that says as a part of any move action, I can create a field on an entropic shield on one of my limbs.
There you go.
Okay, so I would like to do that too.
What does it look like?
What you see is this. It looks almost like a classic shield, but it's completely made of electricity. So it's not solid in any way, but you just see these blue flickers that you don't hear the static electricity sound you expect because of the dampening qualities of the chamber, but it just looks like I would say like think kind of like Tron, but sparklier because of the electricity.
So cool.
It's
That is such a good brain image. I love that.
That is nice.
Okay, sweet. That brings us to Kikna. She is. She's definitely within its range. She can't do anything to get out of it. So it's like a 5-foot step here, and begin moving her hands to cast a spell, and that will provoke. He will, as he sees her like doing that, kind of lashes out, and you can see his large claw phasing like forward towards her.
Jesus, I hate this thing.
Terrifying.
And if he hits, well, she'll lose the spell. I don't think he'll miss. He hits her. So the energy ray that she's casting dissipates, and she takes 17 points of slashing damage.
Max damage. Oh no.
Holy. So you see her robes get torn, and she's just like, and like barely is able to stay standing. Ushogu.
Jeez.
Ushogu is going to draw out his dueling sword from the corpse fleet. And it starts to glow purple, flaming. His solar armor activates, which is sort of a void black, mist-like armor that sounds like the voices of the damned. I'm going to activate photon mode, so that's that, and I'm going to go over here, no doubt, provoking an attack of opportunity.
He just
use
used
his reaction.
That's right, yes. Okay, cool. Perfect. In that case, I'm going to use my action to attack.
Flanking.
Do I get... Yes, thank you. I was just going to ask that. Yes, here we go. Boop. Oh, party pooper.
Great.
As you like bring down the sword, like and one of his claws like phases into position and blocks the blade. Mimosa.
Ooh, scary.
Okay. This is alarming. This is a very alarming boss. Okay. We've had shock damage, electric damage, acid damage.
Acid.
Okay, and no others. We need damage. That's a bad boy.
Damage.
I'm gonna need the trolley boy to roll a will save.
Oh.
DC-16 as I do mind thrust at second level.
Okay, trolley boy makes a will save. 11.
That's a failure. 12 points of psychic damage.
Okay.
As I just mournful image in his brain of all the good vibes withering away because he's just been
In a narc.
the most anti-aesthetic thing ever.
Absolutely.
Nails on a chalkboard.
He's a big joik.
Joik. Big joik.
Do you want to move?
No, I'm scared.
How far up in the air are you?
I was just hovering at ground level.
Okay, we'll leave you there for now then.
Yeah.
Ramshaw.
Okay, Ramsha's turn. Ramsha, you know that the good thing about rolling super low initiative is? I'm pretty sure I'm like the last in the turn order, which means I don't have to... Like, the chances of me being hit by these, like, attacks of opportunity are pretty low, all things considered. And I think Ramsha is going to take advantage of it being distracted by... let's see what the range on this thing is. Touch. Can I get up to this guy in time? I don't... Okay, no, I'm pretty sure I can. Ramsha is going to be a little bit daring, and they kind of scurry up towards the troll and raises Ton's hands, which are kind of like simmering with heat. And Ton is going to make an attack against the target's energy AC.
Okay.
Like hope to God it hits. Okay, that's a 16 plus 4. It's 20.
That hits.
Okay, cool. I have cast Inflame. It's a second level spell.
Nice.
He does need to make a Fortitude save as well.
Okay. Fortitude. Got it.
Oh, fortuitous.
15. Oh, wow.
Damn
That's
it.
low.
Rats. No, that. Wait, no. I forgot that spell DCs work by different levels. Nope, that is a fail.
Okay.
I won.
Nice.
Oh,
So
Oh
close.
gosh, I was scared for a
I
second.
rolled a natural 5.
Ugh.
damn. Oh,
So I hit and he's failed to save. So suddenly blisters kind of like pass from my hands up across this thing's body and are all over it now, making this ugly guy even uglier.
I barely
And that is going
noticed.
to last for a minute until he takes bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing damage. Upon which case, he will take 46 acid damage.
Whoa. Okay.
Until then, he is sickened. So he is sickened until he takes someone hits him with a stick, and then when he's hit by the stick, he will take a ton of damage, but no longer be sickened.
Okay. Second, -2 on his D20 rolls, I think.
How's you like that, big guy? Oh gosh.
So
I'm
we
not up
have
to-
met the whole like multiple types of damage in a single round requirement.
Seems to be.
Well, that didn't
I
really
did
done-
too.
That hasn't done any damage yet.
No, it
I
has-
did.
yeah,
I
that's
did
a good point.
I did electric and bludgeoning.
Acid.
simultaneously.
Did
But I haven't actually done the damage.
Acid and bludgeoning.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
See,
also
it's-
the
it needs to
the
explode
energy
first.
damage, and so Mimosa did psychic damage.
3 different types.
But that's not. It has to be energy, so like acid, cold, electricity, or fire.
So, oh no.
So I did acid, and that's all we have so far.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
So
That's
on
okay.
its
We only
turn,
need it.
It does regenerate. Just a little
that's okay.
bit. Not a whole bunch, but just a little bit. And it teleports as a part of its full action. I think, right over here is good. Phases into this spot, and it's going to bring both of its claws down, one for Mimosa and one for Galtos. And oh no, it needs to hit the same target. Okay, so Mimosa, you've done the most damage so far. These are going to you, buddy. 2 claw attacks for Mimosa against KAC. First one's 26, and the second one's
Those will hit.
19.
Those both hit.
So we're gonna do 26 plus 11 plus 1d6 plus 11 for 28 points of damage.
Ay, ay, ay.
And
Oh my god.
And because it hit with both of its attacks on the same target, it gets to make a third bite attack.
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh.
Gosh.
Oh.
Jesus
God, these claws
Jesus.
rip into Mimosa, and then it goes to bite you for 31.
Oh my gosh.
31. Wow. Okay, hold on.
For another 13 points of damage.
Oh, 13. I
31
see.
to
That's
hit.
way better than 31. I was like, oh my.
Holy shit.
13.
And that's its turn. Oh, it was sickened. What's your KAC? Mimosa?
15.
15? Okay, yeah, it would have hit with the 19 out of 17. I forgot to put some -2s on that.
No, you're good.
Sorry, little buddy. And it just like, so as a move action, it phases 30 feet, but as a part of its full action to attack twice, it can phase 15 feet instead.
Ugh.
Galtos. Now you've seen what this thing can really do.
Well, it is. Can Can I forgot movement rules. Can I move up to it and try to hit it? Well, no, it's right next to me.
You are still
I was
next to
looking
it,
at
yeah.
the wrong creature.
You were looking at a shogu.
I think it's gonna do. So they're gonna do what they did before, and yeah, I was looking at a shogu. They're gonna do what they did last time, which is flip around and be like, "I said, stop where you are!" Oof.
I need to mention, I'm so sorry, I need to mention, as a part of that phase, because you have blind sight, it provokes an attack of opportunity from you.
Ooh, excellent. Which I can
And
use my
Ramsha,
entropic
you were right
strike.
next to it, it provokes from you as well.
Nice.
My entropic strike does work as a attack of opportunity.
Great.
So,
that's
all
a
right, so that's just a solo attack. So that's a 13, but plus 6, because it's not a full, right?
Yep, that hits.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, so that is a 1d4 plus 7. 4 on the die plus 7. And
11.
I'm going to do. Okay, would I know what dairy? How do we do this? Like, would Galtos know they should do bludgeoning damage to make whatever?
Well, your
monster
entropic.
Are you talking about like the inflame thing?
Yes.
I think you can see big juicy blisters, and
Okay.
I think immediately it's probably pretty clear that if I hit this thing, it's gonna hurt him.
Okay. So I was just making sure that I would continue to do acid and bludgeoning. Does the damage split, or how does that work when you do 2 times the damage?
It does do like half, basically.
Okay, so we'll do that. So that was 11.
Yeah, it did
Acid
11
and
points of
bludgeoning
damage. How much does it need to do a specific type of amount of bludgeoning damage, Ramsha, for the blisters to go off?
No, it's any damage. So if you hit him with that bludgeoning, it happens.
And I did.
Yeah,
Okay. Shall I roll that damage as well?
please do.
Okay, that's gonna be 46. That is. Come on. That's gonna be 10 damage. Nice and respectable.
Ramsha, you also got an attack of opportunity.
I did, and I completely whiffed it.
Okay, all right. Okay, Galtos, your turn proper now.
So Galtos is going to, on their full turn, they're going to. I don't know what are combat maneuvers?
Oh, like
That'd be stuff like. Sorry.
grappling, tripping, disarming.
Oh, okay. And that's a full action to do one of those, right?
I think it's just a standard in place of your
Yeah.
attack.
and you target the enemy's what was it?
KAC plus 8.
Yeah,
Oh,
versus
okay,
CM
yeah.
AC.
We're gonna punch him with the energy some more.
Hell yeah!
Well, that's a 16 plus 2, and that's a 8 plus 2.
The first one hit.
1 hits, I'm assuming?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, first one hits. 3 plus 7 is 10 of electricity and... Not electricity, I think it's electricity, because I'm electric. Acid and blood.
Right. It's like crying out in pain as these blisters are popping over, and Galtos is just striking it with their fists. Nice. We're back to Kigna. She's going to hold her turn because she doesn't want to provoke another attack of opportunity like that.
I get it.
Shogu.
I wonder if I could like, how do I describe this? Squeeze through the space over here, because I could go right here, and I think I'd be able to hit it because of reach. Or I could do this and do something better. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. If I can, if I'm allowed to do that, like
Yeah,
go
it
through
will
the,
provoke.
it will provoke. Fuck it, I can take it.
You see its maw like as it roars, like phasing through and like coming straight up to your neck for a bite.
Ooh. How much is that?
32 versus KAC
Yeah, that hits.
Jesus, pleases.
Oh, plus 14?
for 13
That's
points
rough.
of damage.
My
Okay.
God.
I can handle it.
He's
Ushogu's
gonna
a big.
hit every turn.
Mm-hmm.
Ushogu's a big boy.
Monstrous.
Well, now
Welcome
I've
to
got.
Starfinder.
I've gotten rid of this awful reaction, and now I'm going to use fire spray.
Ooh, okay.
So the way it looks in my mind is that, you know, there's a yellow, red, orange glowing in the Han's chest. Starts to puff up as the gas bladder starts to inflate, and then starts to fire. That's going to be a DC 13 reflex. Yeah.
Okay. 26.
Yeah, that definitely hits. Sorry. So that it succeeds.
Mhm.
It succeeds. All right. So that's one. Boop. So that's 3 fire damage then total.
Okay. But that is enough to stop its regeneration.
No HP back for you, mon frere.
I think at that point, Kigna's gonna pop up real quick, take her turn, 5-foot step here because the reaction's been taken. And she'll try and shoot off a cold energy ray, which will hit for 2 points of damage.
Pew, 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 pew.
It's energy. It's there. Mimosa.
How tall is this room?
Very, very, very tall. Even taller
jukebox
than
empty, by the way.
the rooms before.
Jukebox empty, by the way.
Okay. Then I'm going to take my movement to go 30 feet directly up. As my move action, and then I'm going to cast. Why did that show up? Hold on. Then I'm going to cast Mystic Cure on myself at 2nd level.
You went straight up 30 feet?
Yep.
Okay.
And heal myself for 16 points.
16. Very nice. You need it. All right, Aramsha.
Okay, Ramshaw is also noticing that everyone else is doing energy damage. I don't think Ramshaw's even realized that, hey, troll, kill with energy damage. I think Ramshaw's like, God! Tom's gonna move, because Tom doesn't want to catch anyone in this. Would Tom be able to stand, in, this square? Or is that...
Yes, that is the last square you can stand in.
by the big central stuff?
That would be the last one. So yes, you are.
Okay,
yeah.
wonderful. Okay. So Ramsh kind of scuttles this way and then holds up their hand and kind of like Tom's hands start to glow orange, but it's actually not from inside the hand or anything. It's more that like the heat from everywhere else is sinking into Tom's hands. So like from nearby machines, from other people's body heat, until suddenly there's 2 fireballs in Tom's hands, and Tom is going to throw an overheat
Nice.
at this thing, and it needs to make me a reflex save.
Nice.
And I'm very worried about this thing's very high save.
11. That's
Worrying for nothing. That's gonna work. And that is going to be 2d8 fire damage. So that's going to come out for a total of 50. Oh, wow.
Hey.
Nice.
15 fire damage. Okay.
Nice.
Some good shit.
Oh, that's the very well.
We take that.
It's been hit by
Absolutely.
multiple, like what was that? At least 3. That was 3 different types of energy.
Acid, fire, and
it's
something.
in bad shape. It needs to teleport 15 feet again. So I think back here will work.
Is that provoking all of us?
Actually, yeah, it would provoke from the 2 of you because of your blind sight.
Yeah.
Would it
All right.
Can't wait to miss entirely.
Oh, nice.
Natural 20!
Nice.
Very nice.
Good, because I only got a 10.
All right.
That's
Nice.
natural 20 plus 6.
Great. That absolutely hits. So, double what you roll your damage dice plus the bonus.
Okay, so my damage dice was a 1. So
You hate to see it.
that's a 2 plus 7, I guess.
Oh, that's better.
You don't double the modifiers, right?
You double the modifiers and you double the dice. So you roll the dice twice.
Oh, okay. So let me roll it. Okay. So that's a 4 the second time. So from the 2 rolls, I got a 4 and 1. So it's a 5 from the dice plus 14.
Yeah.
That's 19 total.
Wow.
Very good.
19 not electric, acid and bludgeoning. I will never stop doing that.
Okay, that scrap your kill.
Ooh!
Nice.
I think as the troll tries to phase out, I think Galtos is gonna jump and try to smash. Try to get. Well, they're like I said, they're pretty broad. They're going to get their hand with the entropic strike with one hand, and then the entropic shield in the other, and just try to go and spew smashy acid at the head of this troll.
And then you can see it phasing multiple times.
I think you see Galtos dangling as they hold onto this head.
And then you've got it it's trying to phase out of your grasp, and your entropic energy is just holding it into place, and it collapses to the ground. Very lucky that the regeneration was turned off, because on a crit it produces a troll polyp and adds another combatant to the group.
Oh my god.
But only
That's
when the
terrible.
regeneration's still functioning.
Oh my god.
Whoa.
Terrifying.
And this is
Sorry,
where
can you
we
say that
thank
one more
our
time?
DM for telling us about the
Thank
regeneration.
you, DM.
One last time. Troll pollen?
Troll polyp.
Ooh.
Olive.
Oh,
That's even worse. That's even
Oh
worse.
god.
I hate it.
Significantly
Because
worse.
it's regenerating so fast on a quantum level that it's biomass.
It's
Pops
just
out.
comes off of it
God.
and turns into a new little.
When I saw this, I was like, ooh, this is the
Thanks,
best
I
kind of
hate it.
troll.
It grosses you out as you crit on it.
Ew.
Okay, so we step out of Initiativo. And from the other side of the door, we can continue to hear that soft sort of gunfire. But you also hear what sounds like banging on the golden doors from below, as if something's trying to ram them down.
Was that not it? Is there still people out there? Oh god.
So the ramming sounds like someone's trying to break into the chamber we're in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think Galtos will. Is it just the 4 of us and the High Priestess who are protecting all of these priests, right?
Essentially, yeah.
Okay, well then Galtos will be like, please stay back for your own safety. And Galtos is gonna head up and try to. So the type of shield they pulled up is like an entropic version of a riot shield. And so they kind of want to try to brace against the door.
Okay.
If someone's trying to if they're trying to physically ram it, they want to physically push back, and they'll also ask the rest of the group, Oshoku and perhaps anybody else that might be able to help race against this door? Some help would be greatly appreciated.
1 second.
I think the Urag here and maybe one of the Barathu come and join you, because the Urag's pretty big. And the Barathu priests, you see them begin changing their tendrils, their limbs to be bulkier and stronger as they kind of try and push up against the door.
Love to see it.
Mm-hmm.
I float down just long enough to morph a foot so I can kick the troll before flying right back up to where I was.
Nice.
Just 1 second now. I'm trying to find where it is. I think. Okay, what Ramshaw is going to do, I think, is Ramshaw is going to try to use. This doesn't need to be like a mechanical thing, just for flavor. Infinite worlds to make the other side of the door all rocky and bulky to kind of try to slow down their progress.
Oh,
Nice.
Okay, so how does that look when you use infinite worlds? It's not even cast. I mean, it's like casting a spell, but what does it look like?
I think Ramshaw just kind of holds her hands out, and like the door like flickers, like it's 1,000 frames a second between different architectures until it looks like a really old stone door with like moss and vines growing on it in an attempt to slow down whatever's coming through.
Okay, sweet. At this point, the Skyseer Voidash, she's like kind of grasping at the claw wounds, and maybe one of the other priests like start like slowly mending them, healing them. Just no, there's no time. We must use the secret escape room. That's probably not the right phrase for it, but that's all she's got in her mind.
Escape room.
Escape room.
You have 1 hour to escape the room.
Is Galtos aware of said panic room?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, then Galtos will turn over. Their head will flip around from where they're bracing. They're still bracing, but they're like, what? Skyseer, there's a secret escape room of which the guard is not aware.
This Marikoi person comes up, and I'm going to say that they use Zer pronouns. And they're like, no, Skyseer, it's much too dangerous. We've lost everyone that has tried to explore that space. And the Skyseer's like, I don't care. We have to escape. I don't want to see any of you being injured.
Injured again.
Injured. Well, I don't want to be injured again. Let's be real about this.
I was gonna say, I mean, call a spade a spade. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so she like lifts her hands and begins moving the planets of the what is it called when you have a
Planetarium?
Planetarium?
Orrery?
Orrery. That's a good word.
orrery? Thank you.
Yeah.
Of the golden orrery in the center of the room until they're like fully aligned. And this hatch opens in the base of the golden the golden base, and you can see these old-looking stone marble stairs descending beneath the structure of the Temple of Ibra the Inscrutable. What do you do?
I think Ushogu's going to lead the way and like enter, I guess.
Okay.
Like take lead.
I'll know.
I think Galtos is going to stay at the very back.
Making sure that everyone gets in first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as the old-looking stone doors are finally breached and kind of phased back to their original golden state, the forces of the Devourer's Maw storm into the main observatory, but they see an empty space with the orrery rotating in its original shape. And that is where we are ending today's session.
Damn.
Secret escape hatch. How fun.
Very
secret
cool.
escape room. Now I'm like, oh, it is an escape room, isn't it? Thinking about what I have planned.
Oh man.
Damn.
Amazing.
Oh, the troll was a clue.
There's a troll in the escape room.
Do you have jaded actors saying stop picking up props that are not yours?
Yes. Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, everyone, for hanging out and for watching this episode of the Book of Bretheda. I have been your host and GM, Crifu Bernal. You can find me online at Crifu Bernal on Twitch and everywhere else. Tomorrow, I will be playing in my weekly Monday Starfinder game here at Manapot Studios, All That Glitters Explodes, where we'll be wrapping up our one-shot of Skittershot, where 4 Skittermanders run free and wreak havoc. Helpful havoc, for sure.
Helpful havoc.
Pooja, take us away.
Hey everybody, I am Pooja. You can find me here on the Manapot Studios channel most Tuesdays on the Flights of Fandom show, including this upcoming Tuesday where I will be playing in a Archer one-shot, which will be very, very fun. That's going to be at 8 Eastern Standard, 7 Central US Standard Time. And then besides that, you can find me on Thursdays over on the Wandering DM channel, where we're playing Sentinels of the Multiverse, a comic book themed RPG. And there's a trading card game that goes with it. It's very fun. Once again, everything I'm in, unfortunately, is on American time. So that is at 8:30 Eastern. And then, oh my God, I am overscheduled for July. So this Sunday, I will be... is next Sunday the 18th? Yeah, it is. Okay.
Yep.
I will be playing over on Praxagoria Thesmophoria's channel, the premiere of the second season of Romance of the Blue Rose, which is a romantic fantasy system by Green Ronin. And that will be at 8 Eastern. So... But you'll find out all of this if you follow me on my Twitter, which is @Pooja. Yay. And thanks for having me. I'm very excited for the next session.
Yay! Thank you so much. My name is Parker Wallace. You can find me on social media at Parker Wallace on Twitter or at Weird Pupper on TikTok. I am also part of Starfound with Dexter, which you can find us at Starfound Pod, at Anchor FM, Patreon, or any other social media. And I'll be here in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Hello, Internet. My name is still Dexter Warren. You can find me at AppleSundray on TikTok for some queer content about anime streaming, just a whole bunch of gay screens over there. But also, next Saturday, the final showing of the Book of Bretheda, where maybe we'll live, maybe we won't. Who knows? But it'll be an adventure. So check that out over here at Metapop Studios next Saturday. We love you much. See you soon.
Tales from the Pact Worlds.
It's true.
Hi everyone. I'm Derry. Like I said earlier, gender nonconformist GM over on Dice Roll. We are playing Extinction Curse, a circus-themed Pathfinder 2nd Edition adventure where a group of clowns go on a journey to stop a dinosaur cult from using global warming to end the world because they're mad at a dead god. It's a long story. You can find us at diceroll.com or on Spotify, iTunes, wherever. I think iTunes is no longer a thing. You get the idea. You can also find me on Twitter at DerryZumi. That's Derry, DerryZumi. And on my VTuber Twitch, Crann_TV, that's CRANN_TV, where I play solo RPGs, art streams, and maybe video games. We're still figuring that one out. Come and join, and it'll be great to have you around.
And we'll be back in 2 weeks with the second and final episode of Chapter 3 of the Book of Bretheda, Ibra's Enigma.
Very cool.
Thank you so much for being here, everyone. Have a great one.
Bye.
See you now.